Good morning, Botswana. Welcome to the Conversation Circle, where we circle governance issues with the people. This is our second edition, and today I have in the studio the most honorable people that I admire and adore from Bokamoso Junior Secondary School and Marua Buddha School. With me here is Honorable Favor Simelane. There's a story why we call them honorables. And here I also have Honorable Ismail Chand. Now, before we continue with, or before we start our conversation, I'd like to just recap a little bit what we spoke about last week on the Conversation Circle. I was with Dr. Bashi Mutusi and Ms. Timologo Matlaga, where we looked at government, the governed, and governance, and what our responsibilities are as the governed, and what the responsibilities of government are, and the rights of government, and the rights of the people as well. So today we continue, during this holiday, we continue that conversation on the governed and governance through the eyes of the youth. Now, before we start the conversation, remember to wash your hands regularly, to sanitize, to wear your mask. So just mask up, guys. Let us mask up, okay? So sanitize, wash your hands regularly, and wear your mask. It is also part of governance. You know, you are the governed, and you've been given certain protocols to stay healthy, to keep safe, and protect others. I almost said ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, it shows that we actually need a lady here, right? Yeah, so this picture is not good. It's not good, it's not very inclusive. But welcome to the Conversation Circle. There's a reason why I invited you to join us today, to just look at governance from your eyes. First, let us start with introductions. Ismail Chand, yes. Please introduce yourself.
Okay, so before I start, I'd just like to thank the BCPI and you personally who said so. You know, the youth aren't given a platform always to express themselves, and I feel as if this year is really an opportunity, and we'll continue working with you guys, so just wanted to start off like that.
Thank you very much.
So, as I said, as Pusetso mentioned, Favor and I are youth leaders here, and we have visions for the youth because we know that the youth have power, they have a voice. They know they have a voice, but also the thing is, people when they talk about the youth, they say you have a voice, but they don't actually talk to the youth and tell them how they're supposed to use that voice to express themselves, and that's what we are aiming to do here.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, so Favor, what about you? Tell us who you are and why in the world are you here?
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for the introduction. And yeah, like you've already mentioned, my name is Favor Simelane and I'm from Bokamoso. So leadership from the eyes of the youth. So I'd just like to start off with something that I've noticed. The youth aren't really into leadership because they believe that since they are young, since they are youth, there's really nothing that they can do to solve most of the world challenges regarding or intertwined with leadership. For example, they tend to think, oh, okay, I have a nice idea, I want to bring change to the world, but the problem is that I'm still young, I'm still a youth. And like that's where they are wrong. Just because you are a youth, just because you are young, doesn't mean that you cannot bring change. And yeah, I've been noticing in the Bible, I actually like the Bible.
Yes.
Whenever God wanted to bring a change, he always used the youth. You take Daniel, you take Meshach, you take Samuel, Jeremiah, Jesus. They were all youth.
Yes.
And whenever God wanted to use them, they would be afraid that I'm young, I'm a youth, I cannot do that and that and that. But God said to them, I know my plans for you. And that's why we come to the topic of destiny. Like as a leader, whether you're young, whether you're an adult, when you see challenges and the very core of you shakes you to do something, that's when you start to know that you are a change agent.
Okay, so then what you're saying, Favor, is that because leadership, part of governance is leadership, right? And and the government must, what you're saying, if I hear you right, what the government must cultivate is that skill. They must be equipped with certain tools to be leaders, right? And that sometimes as a young person, you might not know that you have the leadership skills needed to actually be a change agent. Now, would you say, and this is to both of you, would you say that the government or the society in Botswana helps young people cultivate leadership to be change agents? Would you say that?
Well, I would not really say that, because the reason why we see young people not involved in leadership is because they really do not know that they are leaders. So that just shows that the society has not really empowered the youth to take up leadership positions, to try to solve world challenges, because we are all leaders. That's a quality that we all possess. It's just that in most of us, that quality is dormant because it was never fertilized, it was never nurtured, it was never guided.
Yeah.
Yes. Ma'am.
So who, Ismail, I don't know if you want to add.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so as Favor said, I agree with him. I don't think that in Botswana leadership is, could I say, cultivated in the youth,
Yeah.
and the society isn't it's not opening up for leadership to occur in the youth.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone here is a leader, as Favor said, and we all have a voice, and we all have something that we would like to address and that we don't like. But the thing is, do we actually do that? And I would say in Botswana, the majority of youth don't. So we need to know our value. The government needs to empower the people by showing them that they are valuable, and the youth empowering themselves
Yeah.
by knowing their true value.
Okay.